Okay, right. We've now got Josh on the line from Halestorm. Now, you guys are currently on a European tour, about to hit the UK, I think, in a couple of days' time. Certainly
Yeah.
next week, playing a string of dates here. How is this is the Everest tour, isn't it, on the back of the album? How is the tour going so far?
It's been great. This is like I'm not counting or anything, but it's 9 days left on this tour, and but we've been going since May, where we started in Europe and UK with Iron Maiden and all that fun stuff. And I just I haven't really been home. So we were calling it the Never Rest tour. And man, it delivered. It was we weren't kidding about that Never Rest part. I think I've slept in my bed like 10 times maybe since May. So it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun, and I'm really excited for the UK shows. It's just wonderful crowds in the UK, so it's gonna be a good time.
It's the shame, it's the pain, something I can't explain. It's a noise, it's a voice, and it screams in my brain. It's a curse and it hurts, but I just keep going.
So, literally, even if you do manage to get home, you're not home long. You're more or less unpack, pack, and then back out the door again.
Yeah, yeah. So, my family and I, we planned like actually like an English family vacation at the end of we played the Back to the Beginning tour show, and then from there my family and I, we kind of wiggled our way through the Cotswolds for like a week and change. And so I got home, like we all got home July 10th, and I think I flew out July 12th. So part of it was like there's like some built-in family time there, which is nice. But then yeah, the following tour, it was like I think we had maybe a week off or something, and then another week after that, the following tour. So yeah, it's been good. We knew this is what it was going to be, and we're happy for it. We're happy to be busy and working, and we're definitely a little bit tired, but nothing like some UK arena shows to wake you up.
I climb Everest, the wind is life or death. Oh, and my survival, suicidal, suspicious cycle, knowing I won't ever rest until my dying breath, till I have nothing left. Everest.
And as you say, I mean, this is the nature of the beast, and being in a band and doing albums and touring those albums. I mean, how difficult is it to sort of juggle family life? I mean, do you have the opportunity, like you say, to get the family out on tour with you for certain dates? I mean, that must be difficult balancing that sort of relationship
It,
along with the music.
it certainly is. And I tell my kids and myself that there's a flip side to it, and that's, yeah, I'm gone for 5 6 months, but then I'm kind of home for like, you know 5 months, 4 or 5, whatever, however it works out with, if we go to studios or whatever. So, and when I'm home, it's like I try to take as much weight off my wife as possible, and just yeah, get in and fit in as much family time as I can.
Now the world is still, it's just me spinning out, trapped inside my head, feeling numb, and there's no song to sing to save me from myself.
Because I mean, do you find? I mean, my daughter, similar to your son, her 18th birthday was on Friday, and I found that your whole priorities change with the family. In that, all of a sudden, you don't necessarily want to be out every night, going to gigs or being on tour. But the flip side of that is that seeing the music you love through your children's eyes. And I mean, now I get to the stage where it's just like, no, Motion City soundtrack, no, it's too poppy, I want to go and listen to some Machine Head. And I mean, it's just like, now I play way too much poppy stuff. Apparently I'm not anywhere near the hard enough range. But that sort of juxtaposition between having a family and perhaps wanting to make that the priority, but then seeing what you do through the eyes of your kids, I mean, that's an amazing experience, isn't it?
It truly is. And like speaking of music, it's like, it's never something I like, yeah, dad's in a rock band, like I never pushed that on them, but like they're my biggest fans. But also like what they listen to, I mean, they listen to old metal, they love Black Sabbath, and like the two of them sound like Beavis and Butthead singing Iron Man, Beavis and Butthead, da, 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 da. Like they're doing that, and I'm like, you guys they thought I was calling them a name. I was like, no, it's a cartoon. I'll show you when you're older. But they just loved it. They got to see Iron Maiden, and they're just like huge fans of like rock, like classic rock and metal. And so it's like, it's so cool because I never like really pushed anything on them, and but that's just what they gravitated towards. And to see them at Back to the Beginning and know all the bands and like the songs, I was like, they're making me look cool. I don't know. Yeah, it is really cool to live vicariously through them, but also it is that trade-off of like not losing yourself by focusing totally on them, because they look up to us so much, so it's like important to still have that sense of self.
We're all fighters, holding up our lighters, chasing off the monsters, drowning in our sins. With every last breath, try to stop the sunset, running with the shadows, darkness always wins.
Everest is the latest album now, and I think I chatted to Joe, I think, at Download last year, or was it the year before that? And I think on the back of, you were just about to go into the writing phase of Everest, and was it going to be similar to Back to the Dead? And he came straight out and said, no, it's going to be different. It's going to be a change, and it is a different. I mean, how would you describe Everest compared to Back from the Dead? Because it is Halestorm, yet it isn't. It's sort of it's a bit of an evolution, something I guess you want to do as a band.
Absolutely. Something to sort of set the tone of like where we are mentally, and what do we want to say next, sort of thing. And one phrase I think we said a lot during that time before Everest was like, there are no rules. Like the rules are, there are no rules. Like, we need to just chase the excitement. And that's really what it was. To us, Back from the Dead is a great collection of songs, but that collection is, I think, all very strong radio songs. They're very clean cut, and that is has become an approach that we know very well. We can dish those songs out. And we wanted more, and we still want more, and we really wanted to chase what got us excited, and it really did become the mantra moving into this, the recording of this album, was that there are no rules. Let's do what's gonna get us excited, and see where we end up. But yeah, we were determined to flip the page on that album cycle, on the Back from the Dead album cycle, and to throw all the rules out the window.
It's
intrinsic risk, presumably, in doing that. In that, if you develop a fan base based on Back from the Dead, for example, then people want Back from the Dead Part 2, Back from the Dead Part 3. And
Yeah.
if your band's like Motorhead, then you've got a format, and it's a winning format, and you keep doing it, and that's successful. But there are other bands like Queen or that have, deliberately moved away and changed styles and changed variations, because I imagine as a musician you want to do that, you want to try different things. But is there a danger that, are you always conscious of the fact that if you move too far to the left or to the right, your fan base may not follow you, yet you may pick up more fans? I don't know.
Right. I agree. I remember with our third album, people were like, "Oh, Hailstorm went country." I was like, "What?" I don't know. Like, I remember people saying that, but like we play those songs in our set and these Everest songs, and it all sounds like Hailstorm. We're not going to move our like that far, and we're not going to make a pop album like we're not going to make a metalcore album. Like we're not, we're going to make a Hailstorm album, and we're creating a lane, you know what I mean, a Hailstorm lane, and it's going to be rock. It's going to be what gets us excited. So I agree that is a worry, and it can be a worry, but it's not really something that we've ever like, is this, it's going to scare people away. And it is kind of a problem, because we do some songs like a Woman, or Lizzie will do these ballads like Dear Daughter and everything, and it's like there are these heartfelt ballads, but that's like a gear we really like and we've always had around, and it'll probably stay around. I think Lizzie could release like 10 albums worth of like killer ballads. Like she just sits down at the piano and can do it. We were never too concerned about it, but it's not like we threw a banjo in our set, although that would be cool. Yeah, we're just gonna chase what gets us excited, and so far our sort of compass for that is our fans keep coming out, and they seem to like it and agree with us too. So yeah, whatever it is, the Love Bites or Like a Woman Can, it's Hailstorm.
I'm just a woman and you're just a man. We both have two hands. Why can't yours understand how to touch me? I wanna stay, but you can't love me the way that I want. Can't you love me? Why can't you love me? Oh, why can't you love me like a woman can?
This is Josh Smith from Halestorm. You are listening to Chaz Byrne on Express FM.
How will you remember me? What will be my legacy? Did I leave behind the best of me? Did I make you feel loved?
I mean, it is, 20, 25 years of Hailstorm, but it has been like the four of you in that time. I mean, and that is fairly unique in that time scale. Most bands have some sort of member changes. What sort of makes it such a successful, tight unit as it is?
When I joined, it is, but it was like this family thing. RJ was, I think, 18 when I joined. I was like 20, just turning 21, and like their parents would still come out, and like their mom was the like tour managing it for a few years, and it was just always this family vibe, and it still feels like that. It feels like they're my brothers and sisters, and we've certainly had our disagreements, and it's like we're best friends. They Lizzie and RJ are siblings. Lizzie and Joe are in a relationship. They have been, and so you're juggling that with also, hey, we're bandmates, like we're business partners, you're wearing a lot of different hats. And I think in any situation, whether it's your brother and sister or your wife, or you live with someone long enough, you know what buttons you can push to, upset someone, or like you know that, like you know what to do to push buttons or to not. And I think that's a big part of it is like, I don't want to say compromise, but just being truthful and respectful to each other. And I don't know, to all of us, it was always we just made up our minds quick, like this is what we're doing. And so going back to that, I guess that mantra thing, it's like, let's make it work, and we've worked hard at that. We've worked hard at our relationships and with each other, and as musicians on stage, it's something we put a lot of time and effort into. And when we go home, we're still getting together to work, to prep for tour or anything, but it's just very early on it became an absolute, there's no backup plan. This is what we're doing. I don't know, it sort of left any question behind about what we're doing and how we're going to work together.
Will you shed a tear or raise a glass? Wonder why it went by so fast. Do you wish that you could wish me back and never let me go? No one gets to see ya the way our souls are leaving in the night. We don't have time, and I wish you would tell me before tomorrow fails me and I can't get it right. Let me make it right. Life goes on in memories. How will you remember me? Tell me how.
And does it then surprise you that 20 years later you're still doing what you're doing? Because I imagine, like most people, you think, if we're successful at this, I give it 10 years, at best, and here you are, making an entire career and 20 years. Does that surprise you, or
it's funny to hear the number, like I think it's been 22 or 3 years since I joined, and it's like oh God. I can't. I mean, I'm impressed. I'm I'm still doing this, and I'm like so very thankful for it, and like, but it's just it's a big number, So I'm super proud of it, and there's nothing else I want to do, and at this point, like I'm 42, there's nothing else I can do. Like this has to work now. Like I've got to make this work now. So
you're in too deep.
Yeah, there's like, like back in our 20s and 30s, it was like, yep, no backup plan. This is what we're doing. And now it's like, I couldn't think of a backup plan if I wanted to. So I really got to make this work. So we're playing for our lives now.
So you're back over here in the UK in the next few days, and last time I saw you, you were headlining Wembley Arena, and that was a fantastic show. I mean,
Thank you.
what sort of reaction? I mean, the UK has always been good to you guys, hasn't it? I mean, what makes the UK a different sort of environment compared to Europe or the States, I guess?
England has like a wonderful history in music, I think, and especially in rock and roll. You know, just some of the biggest bands there are. So I think maybe in the language of music, you guys just, you get it. It's in your blood. You know, we go to some countries and like we were just in Spain. They were fantastic. We were at Paris, the amazing crowd, you know, just amazing. Just how many people show up in the UK consistently and like continue to come out is, it's just incredible. We just feel so welcomed when we come over there. It's really wonderful. And we hear a lot of rock bands go over there, like like our friends like Blackstone Cherry, like they'd come over and crush it.
Mhm.
And it's really cool because come in the States and it's people don't show up like that, you know, and no one shows up like you guys do. I don't know what it is, but goddamn, we love coming there.
So you're over here. This is the end of your Neverest tour, and you just announced for Download next year. What are your plans after this tour? Is there some downtime for you guys? Festivals next year? How does your diary look after you finish this touring?
So yeah, we're definitely going to need a little bit of downtime, but we plan, you know, kind of like, I'd say January to get working on new music. And Lizzie and Joe put a recording console in their basement, and that's like the basement is where we practice. It's where we get together when we're home. So the plan is to kind of start creating new stuff and just get a feel of a flow, sort of a workflow in order with this, you know, this new recording gear, so that we can create quickly and be ready for when it's time to release new music. What else? Yeah, a couple of shows here and there. Honestly, we were thinking we weren't doing any of the European festivals next year, that we would just be doing that in 27. And then, you know, just as soon as you made your mind up about something, then Download comes calling, and we're like, cool. Yeah, hell yeah, we'll play Download, you know? It's just, that's one of the best festivals there is. So outside of that, though, I don't know. Like I don't think we're playing any other Euro festivals. So we're still sort of working on routing and what makes sense, like around Download, like what we're gonna do. Yeah, it's funny. We're still mapping out next year. Some years, like I feel like by this time everything is laid out. We know what we're doing next year, and that's not the case for 26. But with what we have, sort of with what we're lining up, I mean, it's still going to be busy as hell. So no one gets to see it the way your souls are leaving in the night. We don't have time, and I wish you would tell me
You're the light that shines for me, carries on my song for me. And the only way I'm okay to leave is if you remember.